It begins with something so small, a stiffness in your knees that wasn't there last spring, a forgotten word on the tip of your tongue, a grocery list that suddenly needs to be written down, even though you used to remember it all by heart. And then, little by little, you start to wonder, is this just aging? Or is my body trying to tell me something? You're not alone. Millions of seniors ask themselves that very question each day. And yet, often without realizing, they continue to eat foods that quietly work against them, vegetables that seem healthy that were once praised in our younger years, but now at this stage of life may actually fuel inflammation, memory fog, and pain. Because the truth is, as we age, our bodies change. Our digestion slows. Our immune response shifts. What nourished us at 30 might inflame us at 70. And while this may sound alarming, it's also empowering, because once we know better, we can do better. We can make choices that support the lives we still want to live. Imagine waking up with less pain. Imagine walking with confidence again. Imagine a mind that feels sharper, lighter, like a fog quietly lifting. It starts with what's on your plate. That's why today, we're pulling back the curtain. We're going to share 3 vegetables that seniors should never touch, not because they're evil, but because your body has outgrown them. And then we'll reveal 3 vegetables that do the opposite. Foods that comfort, heal, and strengthen. Foods that whisper, you still matter, you can still thrive. So stay with us. Because this isn't just about vegetables. It's about wisdom. It's about honoring the years you've lived and protecting the years still ahead. And perhaps most importantly, it's about finally giving your body the kindness it's long deserved. Now, let's begin with the truth that's hardest to hear. There are certain vegetables that wear a mask, that seem good for you. They've been praised for decades, maybe even served on your childhood dinner plate by a mother who meant well. They might have even been a staple in your weekly meals for years. But for aging bodies, for your body, they no longer serve the purpose they once did. They may quietly stir inflammation. They may make joints ache, disrupt digestion, or even affect your memory. Not overnight. But slowly, gradually, like a trickle that becomes a stream, then a flood. Let's start with one of the most surprising culprits. The first vegetable seniors should avoid? White potatoes. Yes, the same humble, starchy vegetable that has filled our plates and comforted us through cold winters and family meals. Mashed, baked, fried, they've become a symbol of warmth in many homes. But underneath their comfort lies a hidden cost, especially for seniors. You see, white potatoes are incredibly high in simple starches. That means they break down quickly in the body, spiking blood sugar just like white bread or soda. And here's the thing. As we age, our ability to handle those sugar spikes declines. The result? Energy crashes. Weight gain that clings to the eye, belly. A rise in inflammation which can make arthritis more painful, and recovery from injuries much slower. Even worse, these blood sugar spikes can strain the pancreas and contribute to insulin resistance over time, a hidden doorway to type 2 diabetes, which is especially dangerous in older age. But that's not the only concern. White potatoes also belong to a group of plants called nightshades. Now, nightshades aren't dangerous to everyone, but for many seniors, they trigger inflammation in joints and muscles. If you wake up feeling sore for no reason, or notice stiffness in your hands, knees, or hips, nightshades like white potatoes might be quietly contributing to that discomfort. And yet, many seniors still eat them daily. Why? Because they were raised on them. Because they're cheap, familiar, filling. Because sometimes it's not just food, it's nostalgia. But we must remember, just because something is familiar doesn't mean it's good for us now. What served us in our youth may no longer serve us in our wisdom years. We evolve, and so must our choices. Now, this doesn't mean you have to say goodbye to comfort, not at all. There are healthier, healing alternatives that still bring that warmth to your plate, and we'll talk about them soon. But for now, remember this. Every bite is a decision to listen to your body or ignore it. A decision to honor the life you still want to live, or settle for less than you deserve. So as hard as it is, let the potatoes go, not out of punishment, but out of love. Love for your joints, love for your heart, love for your days still ahead, because your body is talking. And when we finally learn to listen, that's when healing begins. Let's take a slow breath. We've already unwrapped one truth, a vegetable many grew up believing was harmless, even helpful. But what's more startling is that the second vegetable on our list often comes dressed in green. It looks healthy. It sounds healthy. It's even marketed as a must-have on salads and wraps and a low-calorie dream. But beneath that crisp crunch lies a bitter truth for the aging body. The second vegetable seniors should never touch? Raw green bell peppers. Yes, the vibrant green cousin of the sweeter red or yellow variety. The one we slice into cold dishes, stuff with meat and rice, or toss into stir-fries thinking we're doing something good for ourselves. But green bell peppers, especially when eaten raw, are far more difficult to digest than most people realize. And for seniors whose digestion naturally slows with age, this seemingly innocent vegetable can cause real distress. Think about it. Have you ever eaten a salad with green bell pepper and felt bloated afterward? Have you noticed gassiness, discomfort, or a strange tightness in your belly later that evening? That's not your imagination, that's your body trying to speak. You see, green bell peppers are simply unripe red peppers. They're harvested early, before they've had a chance to fully ripen, sweeten, and develop their natural enzymes. And in their unripe state, they contain a compound called solanine, a naturally occurring chemical that can irritate the digestive system and trigger inflammation in sensitive individuals. Solanine is the same compound found in nightshades, like potatoes and eggplants. For young, healthy bodies, it's often not a problem. But for older adults whose gut linings may be more delicate, whose immune responses may be more reactive, solanine can cause real discomfort. And worse, it can quietly fan the flames of chronic inflammation. Now, not everyone reacts to green bell peppers the same way. But if you've ever noticed that your stomach feels off after a meal, if you feel tired instead of energized, if your joints ache more the next day, it may be worth looking back at what was on your plate and whether green bell peppers were a part of it. Here's the other challenge. Green bell peppers don't give back as much as we think. Compared to their red, orange, and yellow siblings, green peppers have far less vitamin C, far fewer antioxidants, and far less sweetness. They're a shadow of what they could become, picked too early before they were ready to nourish you. Isn't that a powerful metaphor? How often do we, too, rush things in life, expecting them to serve us before they're fully formed? Holding onto habits, routines, and even foods that aren't mature enough to meet our needs? Green bell peppers are like that. They could be something wonderful, but not in this state. Not for you. Not now. And so, dear one, it may be time to let them go, or at the very least limit them, especially raw, especially in large amounts. If you truly enjoy them, opt for the red or yellow variety instead. They've ripened longer, developed their sweetness, softened their bitterness, and offer far more nutritional value for the effort. It takes your body to digest them, because food should not be a burden. It should be a blessing. And the older we get, the more we deserve peace, in our bodies and in our bellies. So if your gut has been unsettled, if you've been searching for answers to bloating, fatigue, or unexpected pain, perhaps it's not something serious. Perhaps it's just a pepper. One small change, one simple swap, and perhaps finally a bit of peace returning to your plate. And isn't that what we all want in this chapter of life? Less confusion, less discomfort, more ease, more joy. You've earned it. And the beautiful truth is, and it's not too late to feel better than you do today. And now, we come to the final vegetable on our list of what seniors should be cautious of. This one might surprise you, not because it's rare, but because it hides in plain sight. It's the vegetable we often add to soups, salads, and casseroles. It's cheap, fills the stomach, and blends into meals so easily that we hardly notice it's there. But for aging bodies, it can be a quiet thief of energy, bone health, and comfort. The third vegetable seniors should never touch, or at least be extremely careful with, is canned corn. Now you may wonder, corn? Isn't that natural? Isn't that just a vegetable from the earth? Yes, in its purest fresh form and in small amounts, corn can be okay for some. But the kind most people eat, the overly processed, canned, salted, and preserved corn found in most pantries, is a different story entirely. Here's why. Canned corn is high in sugar, not added sugar, but natural starches that break down fast. Just like potatoes, corn sends your blood sugar soaring. And for seniors, that sugar spike doesn't come alone. It brings with it inflammation, fatigue, and a roller coaster of energy crashes. But that's not all. Most canned corn is also high in sodium, which silently increases blood pressure, a dangerous path for anyone over 60. And perhaps most concerning of all, corn is often genetically modified and stripped of its original nutrients. So while you think you're eating a vegetable, your body may be fighting off something processed, artificial, and nutrient poor. Have you ever eaten a meal with corn and felt strangely unsatisfied, like you were full, but not nourished? That's because your body is asking for more. More minerals, more fiber, more real food. Canned corn fills the stomach, but it doesn't feed the body. And as we age, every bite counts. Every single one. You deserve food that doesn't just fill, but heals. That doesn't just taste good, but gives back. That speaks to your cells, your bones, your heart, and says, I see you, I've got you, I'll help you keep going. So now, let's shift our hearts and our plates, from what to avoid to what to embrace. Because life isn't about restriction, it's about renewal. Here are 3 vegetables seniors should eat more of, not because they're trendy, but because they are gentle, powerful allies in your journey to stay strong, clear-minded, and independent. Number 1. Spinach. Not just for Popeye. Spinach is packed with iron, magnesium, and folate, 3 nutrients often lacking in older adults. It strengthens bones, improves blood flow, and even supports brain health. Steam it, sauté it, add it to soups. Let it melt into your meals like a quiet whisper of healing. Number 2. Carrots. These humble orange roots do far more than improve vision. They are rich in beta-carotene, a powerful antioxidant that fights inflammation and supports skin, immune, and eye health. Roast them for sweetness. Blend them into a warm soup. Let them remind you that sometimes the brightest things grow underground. Number 3. Broccoli. Yes, the vegetable we pushed away as children becomes a hero in older age. Broccoli supports liver detoxification, aids digestion, and may even help prevent cancer. But most of all, it's rich in vitamin K, which keeps bones strong and helps prevent fractures. Soft steamed, roasted, or lightly seasoned, it can become a gentle warrior for your body. And the best part? These 3 vegetables don't fight your body. They work with it. They're easy to digest, low in sugar, and high in life-giving nutrients. They don't inflame, they soothe. They don't take, they give. So as you move forward, don't think of food as the enemy. Think of it as your daily medicine, one that you control, one that honors the wisdom you've earned. Because growing older isn't about fading away. It's about living smarter, slower, softer, wiser. You still have chapters left to write, laughter to share, hands to hold, mornings to wake up to, and if the food on your plate can help you walk more steadily, sleep more peacefully, and smile more often, then let that be your quiet revolution. Because healing doesn't always come from a pill. Sometimes it comes from a bowl of warm carrots, a handful of spinach, a choice made with love, to treat yourself like someone worth taking care of. Because you are. You always have been, and you always will be. If this story moved you, share it with someone you care about.